Hey, Chris here from Ielts Advantage. Now, there are lots and lots of great Ielts teachers out there and lots of amazing schools out there. But if you're watching this video, you know that there are some Ielts teachers who either don't really know what they're doing, or there are some schools that are actively trying to scam people out of their money. And the reason why they can get away with it is you guys as students don't really know what to look out for. Those guys are trying to trick you, and they know that you have not a lot of knowledge about this industry. So what I thought I would do in this video is give you 5 insider secrets and give you this information, and you'll be able to check any teacher or check any school, and if they have even one of these 5 things, some of them will have all 5, then you probably know that they're not so good and you should go and find someone else. The reason why I'm making this video is we receive thousands of emails every month from people saying, I had this teacher and they told me something that caused me to get a low score, or this school basically stole all my money. They gave me all of these promises, all of these guarantees, and none of those things came true. So check out these 5 things and they are going to show you exactly what to look for. And as I said, most teachers are great, but some of them not so good. So you need to be aware. So the first thing that will give away whether somebody knows what they're doing or not is half bands. So if you get your writing score, it might be 6, but it might be 6.5, 7, 7.5. So somebody who has just started teaching writing, often what they'll do is they will give half bands for the individual marking criteria. So there are 4 marking criteria for writing. So that's task achievement, that is coherence and cohesion, then we have vocabulary or lexical resource, and then grammatical range and accuracy. Let's just call that grammar. So for each of those 4 things, there are no half bands. So if you go onto their website, you'll often see that they will give like sample writing corrections out, and if they put for task achievement or coherence and cohesion or grammar or vocabulary, oh, you are around a 6.5 or you are a 5.5 or a 7.5, that shows that that person has never been an examiner, because examiners are giving out those scores all the time and that they don't really know what they're doing. Because anybody who has been an examiner or has been teaching Ielts for years and years and years knows that there are no half bands for those individual marking criteria. Your overall band can have half a band in it, 6.5, 5.5, 7.5, but the individual 4 things that they are looking at will never, ever, ever have a half band. If they are putting that in there, they don't know what they're doing. So a thing that we see all the time, especially with scam schools, is schools that have success stories, but their success stories, if you dig a little bit deeper, are not so successful or not as impressive as they are trying to be. So what you'll see this on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You'll also see it inside schools where you'll have someone standing with a certificate, or you'll have, you know, their image with band 9 reading or band 9 listening, and they always are showing the reading and listening scores. And if you look at that, you look quickly at that and you see, 50 students with band 9s and band 8s and band 7.5 in reading and listening. You're like, wow, this school really knows what they're doing. Dig a little bit deeper. You will never see, or very, very, very rarely see, any students who have a 7 or above for speaking or writing. So to the lay person, to the person who doesn't know much about Ielts, that looks really, really impressive. To a teacher or someone who knows Ielts inside out, that is not impressive at all. Most of the students, the 2 things that they struggle with are speaking and writing. Nearly all of the students that we work with already have quite high scores for reading and listening, and when we work with them, they get even higher scores for reading and listening. What is really difficult to do is to get people a 7 or above for speaking or writing. So if you go onto our website, all of our students, all of our success stories have that. If you go on to most of these scam schools, you will see that they will portray themselves as getting very, very high marks, but you will very rarely see speaking. You'll almost never see writing at a 7 or above. Believe me, if they were getting student after student after student a 7 or above for speaking and writing, they tell you about it. They're not, so they don't post that. So be very, very careful when you see that. That's a big, big red flag. The third thing you should look out for are unbelievable claims. Now, A real IELTS teacher, someone who knows what they're talking about, will never ever tell you that it's going to be easy. They will never tell you learn these 5 words to get a band 9. They'll never guarantee that you get a band 9 or a band 7 in 2 days or anything like that. They won't make unbelievable claims, because a real IELTS teacher, a real expert, knows that it's very, very difficult. You can help people. It's actually quite simple, but it is not easy. So if they say things like it's going to be easy, memorize these list of words, memorize these phrases, we have magic structures, we have golden words, or learn these magic things, any time they make unbelievable claims like that or give you guarantee, no teacher in the entire world can guarantee you a high score. That is nonsense. What it is, they're just telling you what you want to hear. You are desperate. You want to get a high score. And all of a sudden you see this advertisement, or you see this person on Facebook or YouTube saying, come to our school, memorize our magic words, and you'll unbelievably get a band 9. We guarantee it. And it's a really, really cheap course as well. I wish that was the case, but it's not. The more unbelievable the claim, the more wary you should be. Now, number 4 is a really sneaky one on our part. One thing that we noticed, especially online, a lot of the schools and a lot of the courses were posting results from students, and these unbelievable results, and the people always looked a bit weird. They were always like very, very good looking people in these exotic locations, and very high resolution photos, like professional photos. And below their comment was always in amazing English, and we're looking at students' English every single day, and we're looking at students every day. Something just didn't seem right. What you can do on Google is you can take a photo, put it into Google Images, and then you will be able to see where that photo is around the internet. And what we found was a lot of these websites and a lot of these online courses were using stock photos. Those are photos that you can go and buy. They're not real students. And if they are using stock photos and their testimonials, and I'm not saying that they are fake, but the English is pretty amazing, plus why couldn't you get a real photo of a real student? That sets off a lot of alarm bells for me. So if it's an online course or if it's an offline school and they have testimonials on their website, just check out the little image that they have there, put it into Google Images, and if it comes up as a stock photo, be very, very careful. And finally, number 5, if your school, or especially if it's an individual teacher, and they say that they are an expert in not only IELTS, but TOEFL and TOEIC and PTE and OTE, and they're an expert at writing teacher, and they have expertise in every single test and every single area of English, I would be very, very careful, because it takes years and years of study and training and experience to become an expert in one of those tests. We hire new teachers all the time. We have 12 examiners working for us, or ex-examiners working for us. We know what real expertise actually looks like. I have never ever in my entire life met a teacher who was equally expert in all of the different tests. Normally what you get is they know a little bit about the other tests, but they are an expert in just one of them. So if you have a teacher and in their advertising they say TOEFL, TOEIC, PTE, OTE, IELTS, everything, we're amazing at everything, maybe they are some sort of superstars that I have never met before. Most likely they're just saying that because they want to get as many different people in as possible. They're more interested in making money than actually helping people. So those are 5 insider secrets. There's a lot of other things that you will see. If there's any other red flags or anything that would make you skeptical or worry about the quality of a teacher or the quality of a school, feel free to comment below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.